What's up, guys? Welcome. My name is The Lost Art. We're here at IBN Studios to shoot this EPK for you. Sunny Southern California. It's 5 in the morning. I hope you guys are awake. We are. Sit tight. Get ready. Let's do this.
Neighborhoods are now hoods. There's nobody's neighborhood.
I know you are a little confused about what we do. We killing them, we kinda show.
I was born in Long Beach, California, 1981. It was a pivotal time in hip hop. You know, my father at the time, you know, he had the jumpsuits, the chains, and, you know, the fly Nikes, and, you know, basically he was a sneakerhead from the beginning, and that kind of molded, you know, the way that I grew up. You know, he had me listening to NWA and the Beastie Boys and, you know, Run DMC and all these groups that, you know, that were really out there and doing their thing at the time. You know, LL Cool J, just, you know, all those early hip-hop artists for that time frame. And growing up in Southern California, we were privileged enough to actually be a part of that and be able to grow in that time. You know, I've been in Southern California my whole life, and it's kind of, you know, determined the music that I had accessible to me until I got older and until we got to this internet age where you could go on the internet and find artists and find this music. You know, East Coast, West Coast, for a long time they had, you know, that beef, and, you know, so we had that gangster rap, and then you had to really dig deep into the music scene to find, you know, these West Coast artists towards the end of the 80s and early 90s, you know, like Hieroglyphics and Dell, who were big inspirations to me. You know, Living Legends came out of that time area too. You just had a lot of groups that, you know, were trying to claw their way out of, you know, these stereotypes that people had put on, you know, the West Coast music scene. And that's where, you know, I really started to get into the music and started to blossom as just a music listener. You know, I wasn't aware that there was other things outside of the radio at the time, you know. So you grow up and, you know, you're listening to all these things that are given to you, and then when you find, you know, these other artists that you like, you know, you find this musical freedom, and you know, you feel like you're starting to blossom, and you just get you know, you get overwhelmed, but it's empowered at the same time, because you have all these things, you know, that you can find in these sounds. And, you know, I started working my way east around that time, you know, early 90s. And, you know, in Southern California, stuff was hard to come by, but, you know, being plugged into the scene at a young age, I was able to find, you know, these groups that really molded, you know, my young teenage years. Yeah. Basically what happened was, you know, I had quite a few different names, performing names, stage names, things like that. And, you know, I got off stage one time and somebody called me, basically told me, you know, man, you're the lost art. You're bringing back that lost art of hip hop. And I was like, you know, that's kind of cool, being that my name is Art, you know what I mean? So kind of just worked out that way.
Fast and fast, the page is ripped off the calendar, announcing the fact there's only so much time, and every hour I hear every ticking second.
The mission behind the music kind of developed from the fact that I've used, you know, other artists as a template and a soundtrack for my own life. And so I've wanted to provide that to other people. You know, I can put in an album, I can put in, you know, a song that brings back a time in my life, you know, and I enjoy, you know, being able to do that. And when I first started, you know, we were in it for other reasons. You know, you think that it's going to be instant fame and you know, things like that, instant money. We didn't start with those intentions, but it's kind of portrayed like that, you know. And so what we wanted to do, you know, was provide music to people that would give a realistic you know, a realistic approach to life, a positive music, a positive message, and you know, that was the goal from the beginning. 2011 will see the launch of my label. I'm actually co-owners in a label called God's Hands Entertainment. The reason why we put that together was we felt that, you know, there are a lot of people that do a lot of good things, but they don't have, you know, the full package for their artists, and we really wanted to, you know, encompass everything for the music and the artists, you know, that we really liked. I've got 2 albums finished. One's out right now. It's called The Lost Articles: Escape from La La Land. That's a project that was produced primarily by LD of Technicali. You know, that the process of putting that together was a definite learning experience. That was my first full-length LP, and it was something, you know, that, you know, I was able to learn from and grow. It's got a lot of great features on it, a lot of people from the Technicali camp, a lot of really good artists, Elemento of the Visionary Crew, Trek Life is on there, Ho Chi, Ariano, guest production by Science and DJ Stimulus. It's a great album, and it's available on all digital networks, iTunes and stuff like that, so you can pick it up there. The second project that I put together was produced by Eloquent, and that's called Soul on Display, and that one's real close to my heart. I love that project. You know, that one basically started out as 1 or 2 tracks. We just we hit it off. He came up to me after a show, introduced himself, said he had some beats for me, you know, and I was kind of skeptical. I put him in the car on the way home, and I really liked you know, what he was doing with the production, and you know, contacted him. We got together, recorded a couple songs, and the way that we had connected and you know, interacted, and how comfortable we were with each other, we just continued to record songs until we had, you know, a full-length album. And that's what Soul on Display was. It kind of just walked me through that process of, you know, really putting myself on tracks and, you know, incorporating, you know, life into, you know, everything that we're doing outside of trying to be a showman. And, you know, with hip-hop music, you know, there's a lot of you know, you got to be the best, and you got to do this, and you're calling people out, and, you know, it's all this battle stuff. And with Eloquent, I kind of just learned, you know, it's you know, really just about myself and the producer and what we can put together at the time, and the world is going to react to what you're doing, you know, however they react. But, you know, we put ourselves out there. You know, it's a really difficult time for him, you know, and I was going through some things myself, and it really combined to make, you know, an album that was genuine, and you know, so that one's close to my heart.
They say that lost is eloquent, and eloquence the lost art. The joining of musicians must be tested from the start. Let the broken record play and let the music just skip. You never in your life heard a duo like this. They say that lost is eloquent, and eloquence the lost art. We do it for the love of getting paid for the art. They say that lost is ambiguous, so tell it with the word craft. In every verse that I spit, you know you gotta get that. They asking what's the purpose, it's the purchase, of course. Familiarity is only part of the chore. Still the mic is looking at